Hey, folks, thanks so much for coming in early. I see folks are already in here. Let me know who you are so I can give you a shout out, by the way. Look, if you're a voiceover artist, you're looking to do things better than what you've been doing in order to go ahead and get the clients that you need to get, to stop the endless auditioning, to kind of automate this whole process, you're in the right place. Um, Go ahead and make sure if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do that right now. I'm going to be talking about some things that just are not being talked about in our industry. My background is completely in marketing and sales. I've been in several different industries. You guys know I'm in the voiceover industry, still doing voiceover, always have been, never did quit. I think some folks think I quit because I stopped doing videos, but just not the case. The voiceover business that I run, along with other businesses, are doing extremely well. And I want to give you the benefit of my experience, not just in voiceover. It's not what we're talking about, but I'm talking about client acquisition. This is something that I have literally become an expert at, is client acquisition. And one of the things too, as you folks are coming in, give me a shout out so that I can acknowledge that you're here. Comments, questions, whatever, and we'll kind of take it from there. Today, this is part two, right? On yesterday, I don't know why I went out of focus, but there we go. On yesterday, we did part one. Hey, good morning, Amit. Good morning, Rod. Glad to have you in here. Thanks so much for being with me this morning. Look, yesterday we did part one. This is going to be a 3 or 4 part series that I'm doing, and particularly on how you can stop the endless auditioning and start automating some things. For the folks that are in here, just let me know, what platforms are you on as far as that, where you're trying to get work? Go ahead and put in the chat right now, what is or where are the issues? What are the platforms that you're on? It's the thing I really want to key in on, and I want to make it laser focused in on you. Good morning, Ina. Thanks for being in here. I want to make sure that I hit you right where you are and we start talking about some real things. Go ahead, pop into chat. What are the platforms that you're on? Rod, you're up early. You're in California, man. Hey, glad to have you here. Because there's an issue, there's a problem as I see it with the auditioning sites. Okay, Rod is saying he's on Fiverr and ACX so far. All right, great. Merwin is saying he's in on Fiverr. Good morning, Merwin. Thanks for being here with us today. Ina is saying voices 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, awesome. So we're covering 10-4. Rod is saying laugh out loud. Okay. Now, let's key in on some of this stuff. Let me tell you what's happening with you being on the auditioning sites and why I believe there's such a problem. And for those of you that are finding great success on one of these sites, pop that in. I want to know if you're having great success on one of these sites, if it's performing the way that you expected it to form. Now, here's the thing. Good morning, Joel. Glad to have you in, my friend. Or Joe, I should say. Glad to have you in here. Here's the thing with this. The auditioning sites. First of all the different sites that you're talking about, you realize you do have an extreme amount of competition, right? An extreme amount of competition. Also, to add on to that, some of the sites, like Voices 1, 2, 3, you're paying for access to these different sites, whatever level you're paying at it. But here's the thing. There's no way for you to stand out. I know that people talk about the different platforms that are out there, and it's like, this is how you set up your profile, and this is how you do this and that, and this is how you set up your videos. This is how you set up your offers or your gigs or all this and that. And so you're trying to follow all of these different instructions on how to do these things. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. Don't get me wrong. Because if you're going to do anything, you want to make sure that you're at least optimizing the things that you're doing on these different platforms. You want to follow the advice of the experts that are out there that are winning on the platforms. But here's the thing. I don't care what platform you're on. I don't care how great you optimize your profiles and things of that nature. You're still sitting back and waiting to be discovered. That's like the biggest issue, sitting back and waiting to be discovered. Are you seeing that already? Who's understanding what I just said? Yes, Papa, yes, or whatever in the chat section. If you understand what I'm saying right now, that you're literally sitting back and waiting to be discovered on these platforms. There's no automatic discovery, even though you get ranked higher or lower or whatever. There's no automatic discovery. Rod is saying agree. Ina saying yes. Isha is saying you're competing with world literally. Joe is saying yes, absolutely. Hey, Robert from Tuscan, or from Tucson, I should say. Pepper Jones is saying yes. All right. So we're sitting back and waiting to be discovered. Here's the big thing that I'm wondering. I'm wondering why. Pause for effect, right? The only reason we sit back and wait is because we don't know an alternative method. We don't know a way, because no one's talking about a way in order to be discovered. This is where we get into the business side of this, because it doesn't matter how much you know about your DAW. It doesn't matter how much you know about your editing process and all of that. You should know that already, right? But when problems occur, like you're not getting clients, all of a sudden you start looking at your mic. You start looking at your DAW. You start looking at certain things. Oh, well, if I get a better mic, then I'll do better. If I get a better recording environment, then I'll be able to get clients. Here's the kicker. A couple of years ago, I did a interview with one of my good friends, Cyrus Webb. He's an amazing interviewer. He has a whole radio show that he does. He also helps people with book writing, a lot of different things. But one of the things he does, or he's done also, is he's done 2 documentaries that are on Netflix. The thing about it is that he did it with a $20 microphone. Whole complete documentaries. I wish I had. It's still packed up or whatever. Because I don't use it, but I bought the one that he has just because I wanted to see it. So it had nothing to do with his mic. He doesn't have a recording studio. He has no idea how to edit audio, but he knows how to create content. Now, the reason that I tell you that story is because when you're looking at your complete setup for what you do in voiceover, yes, you want to have the best possible setup because you're a professional voiceover artist. So there's certain minimums, right? There's certain minimums that you're looking at. You want to have a good DAW. I use Adobe Audition. That's all I've ever used, ever, is Adobe Audition. Love the product. You want to have a good microphone. You guys have seen this microphone that I use. It's the Electro Voice RE320. This is where I started in voiceover. It's about a $300 mic. Got a lot of great clients with that mic. Don't use it for voiceover necessarily anymore, because I upgraded to the Sennheiser MKH 416 to do my voiceover because I wanted to sound better or whatever, right? But the microphone, the DAW, your interfaces that you're using, there's all of this money that we spend on things thinking that it's going to help us with our craft. Not that it doesn't, but it has absolutely zero to do with your marketing and sales. Zero. And I need you to understand that, because you have to go from artist to business owner. And a business owner understands where to spend money in regards to sales and marketing. They understand the process of how to acquire a client, not wait for a client, not hope that a client sees them. Are you understanding what I'm saying? There's a switch in your brain. There's a switch in your brain that has to go off when you're doing your voiceover. You're in art mode. When you're building your business, you're in client acquisition mode. Most of you don't know how to go into that mode. It's one of the reasons why tomorrow, what I'm going to be doing on part 3 of this whole series is I'm going to be laying out the plan. So I'm going to be posting, the scheduled event. I'll be posting that later today. So I want to make sure that you are aware of that. Check my YouTube channel for that so that you can set your reminders and all of that. Because tomorrow I'm going to be laying out the plan so that you can actually Stop competing the way that you are right now in this sea of bloody water where hundreds of thousands of voiceover artists are competing in, just trying to get noticed. I'm going to be laying out that portion of the plan. I'm going to be laying out how to stop the endless auditioning that you're doing. And some of you may be wondering, how in the world are we going to be able to do this? The thing about the whole thing is you just haven't been told yet. I'm going to also show you how to automate this process, because client acquisition is the most important part of what you do. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care if you're a voiceover artist. I don't care if you're a coach. I don't care, whatever the industry it is that you're in. If you don't understand how to acquire clients, you're dead in the water. You have no business. If you don't have a predictable, automated system that is going to drive that to you. One of the biggest problems that I notice with so many voiceover artists is that you want to be a jack of all trades, right? I can do it all. I can do telephony. I can do audiobooks. I can do commercials. I can do promos. I can do games. I can do. That is the biggest part of your problem, because there is nothing that identifies you as a specialist in any arena. It's one of the things when I work with people that is the first place we start. Because until you can narrow this down, and many of you may have heard me in the past talk about a micro niche as far as what is it that you want to be known for. Like, for instance, my micro niche, if you go to my website, earlhallstudio.com, you're going to see what my micro niche is and why I'm so successful at what it is that I do. I key in on basically one or two sectors. I key in on coaches and I key in on authors. That's it. Also, I added a layer to just voiceover. I added a layer of video production because I'm able to produce videos. And even if you go to earlhallstudio.com, you'll see that there. But I'm going to show you what I want to show you with this series that I'm producing. I want to show you how you can stop the madness, how you can actually develop a plan that is going to get you to a result that you're looking to get to. What's that result? You want clients and you want to make money. You want to, some of you, how many are full-time voiceover? Just put in the chat, full-time, part-time. Just put that in there in the chat right now. Are you full-time or are you part-time? Because I want to try and gauge the audience right now and who's here. Excuse me, with that all. So now, Daniel is saying he's part-time. Part-time wants to be full-time. Aisha, Merwin, part-time. Kimyarda, part-time for now. Ina is full-time. All right, so out of the people that we have on this webinar, I think I'm doing a webinar, this live stream, basically you want to go full-time. It's probably the goal. You want to do this as a means of supporting yourself, taking care of your family, paying your bills, all that kind of stuff. But you know that you have to be at a level where the income that Rod is full-time, Robert is part-time. All right, so you want to be at a level, and people always ask this question, it's crazy. How do I know when to quit my full-time job? You quit your full-time job when voiceover is paying you at least 50% above what you're making right now. So if you're making, let's just say, $5,000 a month at your current job, you want to be making closer to $7,000 in voiceover. And a lot of you just got sticker shock. How the heck do I make $7,000 a month in voiceover? Well, it's not that hard. It's just that you don't know how to go about doing it yet. There are students that I have right now, they're making upwards of 10 grand a month. 10 grand a month in voiceover. The other marketing that I do for different industries, literally, like some of you know, or some of you may not know. I mean, I got licensed in life insurance back in 1994. So one of my industries that I work in is with life insurance agents. They're making upwards of 50,000 a month, but that's a whole nother market, right? So, but when we're talking about voiceover, why can't you make that money? And this is a mindset, right? It definitely is a mindset. Why can't you make $10,000 a month. Maybe because you've never made it. So you have a mental block in even thinking you can achieve that. Even if we just talk 5,000, some of you may have a mental block behind that because you've never made, maybe even your current job, you've never made that much money a month. Or it could be a mental block because you think you're in an industry right now, you're making $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and you just don't believe that that can be done in any other way than working for someone. You'll never get rich working for anyone. The only way you're going to achieve wealth is if you actually run your own business. But most of you aren't literally running your own business right now. You're hoping and praying that someone just discovers you. That's it. You're hoping and praying that someone just discovers you. But when I start showing you on tomorrow, because that's what part 3 is going to be about, when I start opening this up to you tomorrow, and I'm going to have my iPad open, I'm going to be drawing on the screen and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to be showing you is the type of structure that you need to have. And this isn't rocket science. It's just something you don't know yet. That's all. It isn't rocket science. I'm going to start opening this up to you tomorrow. And I want to make sure that you start getting a firm understanding of what this is going to take. Robert is saying, thanks for always keeping it real. Well, what other ways there to keep it, Rob, right? It's like, let's just keep this real. So what I want to do now in particular is, if you've got some questions for me, go ahead and pop those questions in. I'll hang out for another maybe 2 minutes or so, and I'll answer any of your questions in regards to what we've been discussing so far today, because I believe that what I'm about to open up tomorrow and Thursday in particular is going to be amazing in regards to the fact that I just know that none of you have seen what I'm about to present. And I want to open this up for you. I want you to see how it is that I'm able to do what I'm able to do, how it is that my students are able to do what they do in whatever industry it is that they're in. Because here's, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm a student of sales and marketing, period. I'm a student of sales and marketing. This is what I'm an expert at. I've always been. Some of you may or may not know, I hold a doctoral degree in ministry marketing. I got that back in 2010 from Covenant Theological Seminary. I've written courses on, and this was at the advent of everything with social media, right? Facebook didn't come on the scene until 2006, 2007. So when I got my doctoral degree, I helped pastors use the things that I'm about to show you to get people in church. This is what I've been doing since 2010. Sales and marketing, in particular, how to use social media, how to use the different sales and marketing tactics and strategies that are out there in order to get to the result that you want to get to. More voiceover clients, higher paying clients. That's another part of this whole thing. When you're talking about working on the platforms, it is such a race to the bottom. Everyone is competing on price. Everyone is competing on, oh, I can do it for $5 less, or I can do it for $5. You're not going to build a sustainable business doing that. So I want to make sure that you're here tomorrow. And let's see, please start back doing more videos. We miss you. I will. I promise, Aisha, I am. That's why I'm doing this series every day this week. I want to be here for you. Make sure, by the way, you see this right here on the screen. This is my community. I want you to text, if you haven't done it already. If you've done it already, don't worry about it. Text the word voiceover to this number. You're going to join my exclusive community where I'm going to be giving exclusive information to those people that are in that community. Now, text the word voiceover. It's all one word. Don't separate voice and over. It's all one. Voiceover. Text that word voiceover to the number that's on your screen. I can't even read it because I've got something covering up my screen. Text a voiceover to 704-270-6419. And this is my text number. This is my real text number. It's me. You're going to be communicating with me. So go ahead and do that right now if you haven't already done it, because I don't want you to miss a beat and I don't want you to miss a thing, especially when I'm going to be starting to give out free content only to this community in the next couple of days. So you want to make sure that you're a member of that community. Um, uh, and Mary BJ, I don't know. Would you take on more students? I'm thinking about it. By the end of the week, I'll have made that decision. But even with that, it's not going to be a big number that I'm going to do. Um, I'm thinking in my head right now how I really want to do this. So thanks for asking that question because it is in my mind and on my mind. Well, look, folks, I want to definitely thank you for being here with me today. Be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to be laying out the plan. I'm literally going to be showing you step by step how it is that I do what I do. So I'm going to be putting that scheduled event out on my YouTube channel. I'll be sending out that link. Actually, I only send out that link to my community that texts me at this number. So go ahead and do that. And everyone that's in the community right now, I just opened it up yesterday, and there's already 50 people in the community, which is crazy to me that happened that fast. But go ahead, and you want to do it before I close the community. So go ahead and get in there right now. Rod is saying, is there enough work out there to use to acquire our own clients, or are the platforms gaining more clients? The platforms are using you. See, those aren't your clients. They're the platform's clients, right? They're going out there and getting them. The thing about it is the same way that the platforms go out and get clients is the same way that you can do it, but at a much higher level and better. And I'm going to be breaking that down tomorrow. There is more voiceover work out here than you know, than you can comprehend. It is a wide open field. And I'm going to be breaking that down for you tomorrow as well. So you want to make sure that you tune in for that. Is this number available via WhatsApp? No, actually, it's only US based. And I realized that because people started sending me messages yesterday. They were in, overseas and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it is only US based that you can have that. So I apologize for that. But here's the thing. I have a group. Many of you are members of it. Some of you may not even know it's there. The group on Facebook is Steps to Voiceover Success. Just look that group up. Go ahead, join the group, answer the questions, because if you don't answer the questions, I'm not going to let you in the group. So go ahead and do that. Just look it up on Facebook. It's Steps to Voiceover Success. And you can join that group, and a lot of the information I'm going to be giving there as well. So go ahead and do that. Floyd is saying, thanks, Earl. Looking forward to the future. Me too. Rod is saying, excellent. Hey, Santa. Oh, my girl is here. All right. Great. This is amazing. Aisha, I'm from Trinidad, so it won't be able to benefit. So how do I get the link? Like I said, just go look up on Facebook, the group, Steps to Voiceover Success. Go ahead and join that group, answer the questions. And as long as you answer all of the questions, I will let you in. If you don't answer all of the questions, I won't let you in. Just a rule. All right, because I want to know who's in there. All right, yeah, definitely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here with me today. I definitely appreciate you guys so much. I'm looking over here because I want to do, where is it? Right there. Okay, so now that's my close music, right? That's the music I use to open and close. So again, this is part 2 of a 4-part series that I'm doing. Tomorrow, I want you right here with me again, and I want you to see how I lay this plan out. I want you to see how you can stop competing, doing endless auditions, and how you can start automating this client acquisition process that we're going to be laying out. Make sure that you join the groups. If you haven't already and you're in the U.S., join the community right there. Just text the word voiceover to that number, 704-270-6419, and I will see you folks tomorrow. Thanks for being with me. Bye now.